Welcome back, dear students. After the second event of post-fertilization, that is development of endosperm, now we are moving to the second event of post-fertilization, that how embryo is being formed. Okay, so the process of formation of embryo from zygote, the process is known as embryogamy or embryogenesis. Okay, that is formation of embryo, simply meaning embryogenesis. Right, now how this embryo is being forming? First, I told you that it requires nourishment. To get that nourishment, it is the endosperm is forming, right? So here, if you want to see, here if you want to check, the embryo is forming at the micropylar region. I told you, right? At the micropylar region there are synergid cells and egg cell. Okay, so one of the male gamete is fusing here and that forms the zygote, right? So zygote, or you can say embryo, forms at the micropylar end of the egg cell, or you can micropylar end of the embryo cell. Remember this thing. Okay, now after sufficient amount of the endosperm is formed, then only this diploid zygote will start dividing. Till now it is not dividing. Okay, zygote has formed, that is the male gamete and female gametes have combined, have fused, fertilization have taken place here, zygote has formed. That diploid zygote will not undergo division till the endosperm is forming. Why? I told you, because endosperm should give the nourishment to the developing zygote, I can say. So zygote will develop further. To get that nourishment, endosperm is forming. Okay, so now the zygote which is being forming is now undergoing mitotic division. If you remember, endosperm is triploid, zygote is diploid. Okay, now one zygote cell, for example this is the cell, that will give first two nucleus, right? Two nucleus, and then the cell wall will be forming. Then you will get 4, then you will get 8, 16, like this the cellular division, like this the mitotic division will take place. Okay, so here what happens, initially the zygote which is produced will be like a globe, a round shape. Okay, and that shape, or you can say the initial embryo is called as pro-embryo, pro meaning first. Okay, so zygote will develop or zygote will divide and you will get the first stage, that is called as pro-embryo, having somewhat radial symmetry, globular shape we say. Okay, pro-embryo. Later this pro-embryo will further divide and you will get somewhat heart-shaped embryo. Okay, initially globular, later heart-shaped embryo, and that heart-shaped embryo will be having 3 regions now. The first region, if you remember, you have already learned this. The first region is plumule, second is radicle, and third is the cotyledons. Cotyledons are simply leaf-like structure present in the embryo. Okay, now depending on the number of cotyledons, we know that flowering plants are also classified as monocots and dicots, right? So if we consider here, this particular heart-shaped embryo will be having obviously plumule, radicle and cotyledons. If that embryo is developing 2 cotyledons, then we say it is dicot, or dicotyledonous plants are forming here. And if embryo is having only single cotyledon, only single leaf-like structure, then it is called as monocots or monocotyledons. Right, so here we are going to actually see how in case of dicot the embryo looks and which are the parts, and how in case of monocot it looks. Okay, again let me just brief you all. Plumule is the part which is present always on the top. Okay, and plumule always give rise to shoot system. This also I will tell you again. And the lower region of the embryo is forming, that is radicle, and that will give rise to root system. Okay, now in detail we will just see, or we will discuss the dicot embryo and monocot embryo. Okay, now dicot embryo, if I show you the picture, it's very easy. Okay, dicot embryo is having first the embryonal axis, somewhat like this. Okay, now this is a typical dicot embryo. Now this dicot embryo is thus what you can see, a slender portion is called as embryonal axis. Okay, this is simply is nothing but this is the embryonal axis. This embryonal axis are having two leaf-like structure, and that I told you these are called as cotyledons. Since there are two cotyledons, it is dicot. Okay, now the portion, for your reference, I will draw a simple line over here. Okay, now this portion becomes the central portion, right, or central, you can say central line. Now the portion, or you can say above, or you can say the upper portion, if I consider this line, the upper portion over here is called as epicotyle. This is called as epicotyle. Why epi? Epi is always above. Okay, and the portion below this, you can say, is referred as hypocotyle. Remember this thing. Epi meaning above, hypo meaning below. Okay, so this is the central line. That's why I have drawn. So to tell you, the above the central line, the portion is called as epicotyle, and down portion, you can say, or lower portion is called as hypo. Hypo meaning lower portion. So hypocotyle. Cotyle simply meaning cotyledons. Okay, so this cotyledons, you can say the down portion is hypocotyle and above portion is called as epicotyle. Okay, now epicotyle is forming a portion that is nothing but the plumule, and hypocotyle is forming radicle. Okay, so plumule and radicle. Plumule is developing, or plumule is producing shoot system, all the parts of the stem, or you can say stem tip or stem portion, that is leaf, branches, all that thing will be forming from this plumule, and radicle will be giving rise to root system. So root, you can say all the portion of the root region, okay, you can say the developing root, okay, further will be having the root hairs, primary root, secondary root, all will be forming by this radicle. Below the radicle there is this portion, what you can say, is nothing but it is called as root cap, and this root cap is always protecting the developing root tip, because root tip has to go inside, right, in the soil. So that root tip is getting protection by this root cap. So this is all about the dicot embryo. Let me just brief you all here. A dicot embryo has embryonal axis and two cotyledons. The portion above is called as epicotyle, epi meaning above, and that portion is giving rise to plumule, forming stem tip or shoot system. Below is referred as hypocotyle, and hypocotyle is forming radicle or root tip portion. Okay, and root tip is covered by a root cap region. The picture is again showing you here. The picture what I have drawn is the entire portion of this. You can see plumule, you can see the radicle, root cap over here, single embryonal axis and two cotyledons. So this is the typical embryo of dicot. Okay, now let us move on to the monocot embryo. Here monocot embryo, you can see this particular diagram looking very complex, right, but it is also easy. Now here from the picture itself I will tell you first. You can see this is the embryonal axis. What I am pointing right now is the embryonal axis. Okay, now this embryonal axis has got only one cotyledon. Can you see this leaf-like structure? Only one is there. If there were two, then we would have said it would have been dicot, but there's only one. Okay, so monocot we say. And that single cotyledon in the embryonal axis, the typical name is given to that embryo is called as scutellum. See, it is mentioned here. This is called as scutellum. Okay, normally scutellum is referred in the grass family. Okay, the cotyledons, you can say the embryo in the grass family is referred as the scutellum. Remember this. Monocot embryos also referred as scutellum because it is having only one monocot. Okay, now there is one more here. If during the development of the cotyledon, there was also one more portion which was starting to develop into cotyledon, but that is not developing cotyledon and it stops. The development stops over here. Okay, so that's why the portion is called as epiblast. It must have blast. Okay, so it is referred as epiblast. So epiblast is the next cotyledon actually. If that would have developed, would have becomes dicot, but that is not forming. So epiblast. Got it? So this is about the scutellum, single cotyledon and epiblast. Okay, and this I told you is the embryonal axis. Okay, this, if I am considering this as the central line, okay, the portion above, this portion is called as epicotyle, this portion is called as hypocotyle, and epicotyle region is always having plumule, hypocotyle region is having radicle. Plumule and radicle. Okay, now plumule portion, okay, imagine this is the plumule portion. If suppose on the top of the plumule portion there is some undifferentiated region present, okay, and then undifferentiated region, I may not say undifferentiated tissue is present, okay, and that undifferentiated tissue is referred as coleoptile. So on the top of the plumule there is undifferentiated cellular region or undifferentiated tissue, that is called as coleoptile, which is also helping in stem tip, okay, tip region of the stem or shoot tip you can say. And radicle, below radicle you can see this undifferentiated region or undifferentiated tissue, that tissue is referred as coleorhiza, which is helping again, which is giving protection to the developing root tip. Root cap is there, but to get more protection there is coleorhiza, which is also helping the radicle to forming the root system. Okay, so you have to remember some more names here. Embryonal axis having single cotyledon, that's why referred as scutellum. Okay, then if I am considering this as a central line, the portion above is epicotyle, the portion lower is called as lower portion is called as hypocotyle. This is the plumule portion, this is the radical portion. Plumule portion is giving shoot system, radical is giving root system. Then the portion, or you can say above the plumule region, there is some undifferentiated tissue called as coleoptile, and below the radical undifferentiated region called as coleorhiza. Okay, and there is root cap also. So only these terms you have to remember. This is all about the monocot. All these things I have explained you. Okay, so this is about the embryo formation. So embryo will form. How embryo will form? Only if it is it is assured that it has the endosperm has typical amount of endosperm has formed, then only embryo will start developing. Initially embryo will be forming globular, and that globular embryo is referred as proembryo. Then it becomes heart shaped. When it becomes heart shaped, it is developing plumule region, radical region and cotyledons. Depending on the number of cotyledons, we say dicot and monocot, and already I told you how the dicot embryo looks and how monocot embryo looks. That's it. Okay, in the upcoming video I will tell you the third event of post fertilization, that is seed formation, and fourth event fruit formation. Thank you everyone.